Our speaker this morning is Frankie Halvey. Frankie Halvey is a four-year boarding student from Wappingers Falls, New York. He is a head prefect and a prefect in Markle Dormitory, as well as the co-president of Hilltones. Frankie is the proud roommate of Timothy Woodward and the semi-proud older brother of Maria Teresa Halvey. Frankie?
We are sorry, but unfortunately, we are unable to offer you a spot in our class of 2028. This is a statement many of the students in my class, including myself, will probably read at some point this year. They will have failed. Whether it be on a test, in a sports game, or even when rizzing up a girl, failure can be devastating. In fact, I am fearing failure right now. When I first began writing my talk, I was nervous. I'm still nervous that I will waste the 10 minutes I get to speak in front of all of you. I am afraid I will fail. But the reality is, failure is a part of life. Some of you may already be sleeping in the back, and I will have failed to make an impression on you. When you really think about it, why would you live in fear of failure if you know it will happen to you no matter what? Even though no one is perfect, the Hill School attempts to teach us perfection. There is a 125-page handbook outlining the rules and expectations of a Hill student. The school, while it teaches independence, somehow also constantly breathes down your neck, reminding you of school rules. I won't lie, I am one of the people breathing down your neck. I'm sure most of you ignored the email I sent to the school community about phone usage. My own sister admitted to me that she didn't read the whole thing. Thanks, Maria. But I will admit, there have been times where even I have slipped up with phone usage. I've checked the time while walking on campus, texted someone back without pulling over, or have taken a picture of one of my friends slurping down his food in the dining hall. I am not perfect. While phone usage is a minor example, I have a couple of great stories about some of the bigger slip-ups in my life. Some of you may know, but this is my 8th year at a boarding school. Before coming to Hill, I attended a middle school from 5th to 8th grade that was also a boarding school. For some context to the story, that school had a very strict technology policy. We had loaner laptops we used during study hall and flip phones that we used to call home 3 times a week. Outside of these times, the tech was locked away. One Saturday, during call home time, the headmaster of the school gave me the key to the phone closet so I could call my mom. I unlocked the phone closet and, in an unparalleled lapse of judgment, I took someone else's phone. The person whose phone I took was a new student that year, a 3rd grader. I didn't take his phone to keep for myself, but rather unlocked it, and me, being the comedic genius that I am, texted the F word to his family group chat. The F word. But that was it, just the F word. I can only imagine what his grandparents felt seeing that text from their 9-year-old grandson's phone. As I mentioned before, this was a new student, so this was quite the first impression to make on his family. Needless to say, his parents weren't very happy with me, and my parents weren't very happy with me. But I learned my lesson and I grew as a person. I ended up becoming close to the boy and his family after the incident. They almost became like a second family to me. My family was busy most of the time with work and my siblings, and his family was local, so they would invite me to outings, escape rooms, dinners, and other fun things to do during leave out on the weekends. I became like an older brother to the boy and helped him out whenever he needed it. This second chance offered me the opportunity I needed for growth and self-improvement and gave me a chance to make a better second impression. Even though they forgave me, they still teased me for this incident even today. This second chance was huge for me. Unfortunately, in life, we aren't offered many second chances. Despite the pressure put on Hill students, one thing many are offered here is second chances. I truly believe that if I hadn't received the multiple second chances I've gotten in my life, I wouldn't be where I am today. In my 3rd form year, my first year at Hill, I cheated. Many of you may be surprised to hear that, knowing my roommate is the Honor Council president, and my dorm parent, both now and at the time of the incident, is the faculty advisor to the Honor Council. It was Mrs. Neese's English 1 class, and I forgot to study for a 10-point vocab quiz. So I Googled the answers, submitted the quiz, and thought nothing of it. I felt like the absolute man for getting away with that, and I coasted through the rest of my day. The next class, Mrs. Neese came in and informed us that a few of us had cheated on the last vocab quiz. I remember that panicked moment because I felt my stomach absolutely drop. My first thought was, my mom is gonna actually kill me. I remember Mrs. Neese said anyone who cheated needed to email her immediately and fess up. I did, apologizing for my actions, and anxiously waited for a response. If Mrs. Neese had decided to honor code me, as would be normal procedure, I 100% believe I would have lost the trust of many Hill faculty. That incident would have become the first impression that many people got from me, and I don't think I would have been able to shake that first impression to this day. Mrs. Neese let me off with a warning. While she may have thought of that warning as just giving a new third former a break, that moment became a real turning point in my life. From then on, I became an honest, hardworking student and really reflected on the kind of person I wanted to be in high school. I learned many lessons that day. Firstly, a 10-point English 1 vocab quiz is not worth your Hill career. But most of all, I learned that being imperfect was far better than cheating your way to the top. If Mrs. Neese, whether she realized it or not, changed my life, and I have her to thank for giving me that second chance. While everyone should strive to be the best version of themselves, the unrealistic standards many of us set on ourselves are truly impossible. But the reality is, everyone will make mistakes. The most important thing is to learn and grow from them. Many people also don't get second chances, so don't take them for granted when you get them. Now, I hope if you are in Mrs. Neese's class, you don't leave today expecting a free pass to cheat on a vocabulary quiz, or that you take your friend's phone and text a curse word to their grandma. And most of all, I hope that besides just getting a laugh out of the stories that I told you from when I was younger, you also see my progression as a human being. Now, I'm not perfect, but neither is anyone in this room. No matter how much respect you have for someone or how much you think they might be perfect and doing everything right, they aren't. To new third formers who may still be figuring things out, it's okay. Many of your peers, including myself, who have been here for 4 years, are still trying to figure it all out. I want to leave you all with this. Don't fear failure, discomfort, or imperfection. Instead, use them as opportunities for self-improvement. Honestly, Hill is the best place to fail. Sure, it might be unfortunate and embarrassing at the time, but you will get forgiveness and second chances here that you won't get in the future. This doesn't mean to purposely make bad decisions, but it does mean that the people here want you to succeed. Learn from your errors and take advantage of those second chances Hill may offer you, because they will ultimately shape you into the person that you want to become. Thank you.